mostly sunny, hot afternoon for the Section 6-4A Winners Bracket Final. Prep softball today, the Edina Hornets taking on the Hopkins Royals. From Hopkins High School, John Jacobson along with Jack Tebow. Number 1 seed, number 2 seed meeting. The winner moving into the section final next week. It's a double elimination tournament, so even the loser today is still alive in the tourney. Hopkins, the 1 seed, they've won this section the last couple of years. This will be their 3rd meeting against the Hornets this year, but 2 good games so far, Jack, 3-2 and 4-2. Hopkins winning both times, but close games.
It'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. Both teams have been near 500 part of the season and are starting to kind of form up a little bit as the season progresses.
First pitch is a strike to Molly McHugh, who's the leadoff hitter today for Edina, and the pitcher for the Hornets, Nat Den Hartog, is the Hopkins pitcher. This one grounded past short and into center field, and a leadoff single for McHugh, and the Hornets get the first batter of the game on base.
Well, there's a loud calling card. We mean business.
Now batting for the Hornets, the left fielder, number 8, Ellie Suko.
Be interesting to see what if they're going to bunt the runner down, or are they going to keep the bat in the hitter's hands.
Ellie Sukup, the left fielder, showed bunt, but the pitch was high to her, ball 1. Den Hartog, an outstanding ball player who's going to the University of Minnesota to play softball next year, has been their regular shortstop the last 3 seasons, but there weren't a lot of options for Mark Peterson for a varsity pitcher this year. Adelaide Den Hartog came at the end of last season, said, I'll take over and pitch next year, and he certainly missed her glove in the middle of the field, but he felt that was the best option right now for this team. Throw down to second on the steal attempt, and in safely is McHugh.
Yeah, she made quite an effort, because as anybody out there who's worked with pitchers know how much time and effort you have to put into it to commit to becoming proficient at it.
McHugh, a good job to hang on to the base, too. Adisa Preston looking for her to slip off the bag, but that didn't happen. Now, see what Sukup does now with the runner already in scoring position. The count has gone to 3-0 on the Edina left fielder. The strike, and it's 3-1. Excuse me, full count now, 3-2 to Sukup. Katie Simon on deck. And foul now. And in play, catch made, throw to third. It's tagging up, and in safely is McHugh. An aggressive play, and gets on to third base. A good catch by Macy Shetarishvili, the first baseman, over in front of her own dugout.
Simon.
But McHugh, with good speed, able to get up and get over to third. So 1 out, runner at third, and Simon the batter. Katie Simon, the number 3 hitter and right fielder, bunts it to third. It's going to be no play at the plate. Throw to first, won't be in time. And Edina has a 1-0 lead.
Suicide squeeze on, and McHugh took off right with the pitch and didn't look back.
Parker Stoddard didn't feel like she was going to have a chance to get the runner at home. Goes to first. The throw a little bit low, but I think Simon had already beaten it out, so we'll give her an infield single and an RBI on that. And out of the cleanup hitter, and Hannah Sundam, the third baseman. First pitch strike to her. So great start, Jack, for Edina. Gets a run already.
Showing a pretty aggressive attitude, really.
Chopped to short. Force out at second base. They do get that one. Preston to Krauser covering to force out Simon. Sundam reaches on the fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Hornets.
Preston made a great little pickup on that short hop. And Krauser heady to get over there on that cover of second for the Force.
Allie May is the center fielder. First pitch is a strike to her. Again, Hartog's pitch low, and the count evens at 1-1. Hit foul past third, and so Den Hartog gets ahead in the count.
Den Hartog busted her inside, and she couldn't quite clear her hands on that. Fouled that off third base side.
Fouled off again. A delivery from Den Hartog. It's a called strike. And Edina is out in the first inning, but they pick up a run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left on for the Hornets, so they grab a 1-0 lead as we head to the home half of the first inning here. Look at the batting order for the Hopkins Royals for today's game. Natalie Den Hartog, the leadoff hitter, the pitcher. Lauren Granger is the catcher. Parker Stoddard will bat third. She plays third base. Morgan Hawley in left. Evelyn Barzik in center field, batting fifth. Macy Shantrovishvili is at first base. Maddie Burnt, the DP today. Annika Krauser at second. And Adisa Preston, the shortstop, batting ninth for the Royals. And the defense for Edina around the infield. Pins at first, Jones at second, Olive at short, Sundam is at third base. And in the outfield, Sukup in left, May center field, Simon in right, Maddie Johnson as the catcher. And Molly McHugh is the pitcher who scored the run in the top of the first for the Hornets. Sometimes in the end it doesn't mean anything, but it certainly early in the game you always like to be that, especially in a tournament game, feels like get that first run, get a little edge, a little momentum going.
A little more importance or pressure, a little more focus on all the players are thinking this is, heightened, a little bit heightened senses. And so you get that 1 run ahead, makes you feel pretty good when you go out to the field and puts you in a pretty good spot.
So Natalie Den Hartog leading it off for Hopkins. Has really done a great job for the Royals this season at the plate. Hit over 500 last year, Jack, which is unbelievable. And she's got great power, able to hit the ball to all fields. Outstanding quick bat. Look at that there. She slices that one foul.
I believe she's hit 14 home runs this year. So it shows a lot of power at the plate.
This one hit out in the air to right center. It'll drop for a base hit. And Den Hartog with a leadoff single.
Stepping in the plate for the Royals, the catcher number 3, Lauren Granger.
Lauren Granger, the catcher, batting second. Throw down to second as Den Hartog picks up a stolen base, and she's in scoring position. So pretty much as the top of the first did, with the pitcher leading off and getting on and then stealing a base.
Coach Peterson said that Den Hartog has not been caught stealing this year and has 30 stolen bases. Make that 31.
Pitch to Granger, takes, it's a strike. Two balls, one strike. Pitch is low. And now 3-1, the count. This is hit through the first baseman's legs, but able to recover and make the play. Pins. Didn't have it roll very far past her and was able to step on the bag and retire Granger. And Hartog does move up to third base.
Now batting for the Royals, the third baseman, number 19, Parker Stoddard.
Parker Stoddard this season, .235 batting average on the season. 6 doubles, a couple of home runs, 15 RBIs. And Hartog, for the record, 10 home runs, 22 RBIs on the season.
What was that number?
10 home runs for Den Hartog. Yeah.
10.
Which is not too bad.
Good power numbers.
Not a bad high school career.
That's true.
10.
I should have been so lucky to hit 10 in my high school career.
Strike call here to Stoddard. That makes the count 2-1. McHugh looking into Johnson, and it's fouled off. Off-speed pitch called strike 3. Nice job by McHugh. Inside corner to Stoddard. Throws her at the plate, and there's 2 away.
Now batting for the Royals, the left
Pulled a
fielder,
seam
number
on that one,
16,
and that was a great
Molly.
pitch. And not only did the hitter get off stride, but was a great position. Low in, tough to hit, even if she was on time with it.
So 2 away, and now Morgan Hawley, the cleanup hitter and left fielder, at the plate. First pitch low for ball 1. Ball 2, 2-0. Barczyk on deck. That was a strike. McHugh's pitch, and it pulled on that one with another changeup way out in front of it. He evens up the count. Fouled toward the Hopkins dugout. Count stays at 2-2.
Each side gets to know the other hitters. Played each other twice now, and can see that they're starting to kind of work what they perceive as a weakness of the other team's hitters.
Just a little low, and the count goes full. Grounded into right field for a base hit. And we are tied at 1. RBI single for Hawley to bring home Den Hartog.
Now batting for the Royals,
Took that outside pitch,
number 11,
went right through the
Barczyk.
3-4 hole. Good at bat.
Tied at 1, and now Barczyk the batter for the Royals. Hit in the air, but foul. Not a play.
A little late on that swing. Kind of would like to see that one back, I think. Kind of wondering about, should I swing at this one or not, up in the zone.
McHugh gets a good pitch. It's count 1-2 now.
Her changeup is going to have Hopkins to be successful. They're going to have to figure that change out.
Inside corner, strike 3 to Barzik. McHugh gets her second strikeout, and Hopkins retired in the first. But they also get a run on 2 hits. They strand 1. We are tied at 1 after 1 inning of play. As we look at the brackets in this section coming into today's games. One of 3 games that's going on actually right now at Hopkins. The winners bracket finals, the game that we're televising. Royals with win over Washburn, and then Kennedy. Edina beating Southwest, and then St. Louis Park to get to today's game. But the losers of those games on Wednesday, Kennedy and Park, are both playing on adjacent fields here. St. Louis Park taking on Wayzata, and Armstrong meeting Kennedy right now. The winners of those 2 games are going to play here at this field, the varsity field, at 5 p.m. today. As I mentioned, the winner of this one move into the section final next Thursday. The loser will take on the winner of that 5 o'clock game next week. You got that, Jack? Get it straight?
Is there going to be a test?
There will be. There's a batting order. We didn't get you in the top of the first. We apologize. Molly McHugh, as you saw. Sukup, Simon, Sunda, Allie Mae. Katie Olive will be the leadoff hitter in this inning. Then it's Anna Pins, Maddie Johnson, and Emerson Evans is the DP today.
For the Hornets, number 3, the shortstop, Katie Olive.
One as we go to the top half of the second inning. Olive, the leadoff hitter against Den Hartog. His pitch is a strike. And strike 2 quickly to Katie Olive.
Seems like Den Hartog's starting to zero in. Get through that first inning shakes. The first inning gets settled in, warm up.
And a 3-pitch strikeout for Den Hartog. Her second K of the afternoon. And quickly 1 out in the Edina second inning.
For the Hornets, the first baseman, number 11, Anna Pins.
Brings up Anna Pins. She's the first baseman, the number 7 hitter for Coach Keith Johnson and the Hornets today. First pitch high for ball 1. Strike call.
Looks like Den Hartog working away from Pins a little bit.
That one a little high, and the count is now 2-1 to Pins. Maddie Johnson on deck. Ball hit in the air, out to right field. Freiberg over, calling for it, makes the catch.
No, Maddie.
2 up, 2 down for the Hornets.
Number 9.
And Maddie Johnson, the batter.
Johnson.
Simon settled in, made it look easy out there. Can of corn.
Up high, ball 1. Now that'll play.
Den Hartog's working pretty quick, which most of the time you'll hear defensive players liking that. They like to see their pitcher keep them in the game by working quickly.
Popped up. It's the shortstop Preston making the catch. A pretty quick 1, 2, 3, top of the second inning. Nothing across for the Hornets. We played an inning and a half at Section 6 4A softball on CCX. Our score, Edina 1, Hopkins 1. One was go to the home half of the second inning. Chanturishvili, Burnt, and Krauser. Batters up for Hopkins to face Molly McHugh here in the second inning. Each team getting a run in the first. And based on the first two meetings, I wouldn't expect that we're going to get a ton of runs here this afternoon, Jack. That will have a relatively low scoring game.
For the Royals.
Inherently, that's been the the histories. So you never know. You might have one of those innings again, but generally speaking, probably lower scoring game expected.
First pitch is up high. Hughes pitch, and it's 2-0 to Chanturishvili. Strike call. And the count's 2-1. Foul back.
Is it time for a changeup? No.
Cut and a miss. And a strikeout for McHugh to start the second. Look at it again. Good pitch.
For the Royals.
One away. Third strikeout for McHugh.
22, Maddie Burnt.
And Maddie Burnt, the DP, up for the Royals, hitting 7th today. Grounded past McHugh. It's going to be a tough play. And safe at first is Burnt. The throw was high, and that didn't go out of play. So Burnt has to hold there at first, but she gets a single. Wasn't really much of a chance that Jones was going to be able to throw her out on that with the speed that it was hit.
And got a great bounce.
Yeah.
Almost hit Coach Yancey down there.
Burnt takes a couple of steps but holds at first. Pitch high to Annika Krauser, the second baseman. High again.
I think they're going to let her hit away, I think.
Strike call taking all the way here, and it's 2-1.
Now maybe look for the bunt.
Pops it up in the air, though, and making the catch is McHugh, and getting back to first is Burnt. So just a pop out for Krauser, and now 2 away.
Now batting for the Royals, the shortstop.
So couldn't get the ball down.
42,
McHugh makes a nice job jumping out of the circle there and coming to make the play. And Adisa Preston, the batter, number 9 hitter for the Royals. Oh, the ball comes from out of play from one of the other games. Fouled off. That skipped right in front of the plate before that pitch.
Do we have any kind of a roof over here just in case?
Hopefully somebody will give us a heads up if we get another one. That wasn't that close to us, but that.
No.
Now ready to go again. Preston Bunning spins out in front of the plate. Throw to first. Everybody's safe. There's a little spin on it, but still Johnson had a chance to throw out at first, but threw high. There'll be an error on the catcher there on the throw, allowing Preston to reach. Burnt to second. Now we get a runner for her.
For the Royals at second base, number 24.
Ruth Freiberg will run
Ruth Freiberg.
for Burnt.
Stepping to the plate for the Royals, the pitcher number 31, Natalie Den Hartog.
Probably couldn't ask for a better scenario for the Royals right now.
All right, Den Hartog at the plate. Hit her first at bat, came into play today, hitting .533 on the year. 17 extra base hits, 22 RBIs. Now 36 runs scored for her on the year. I don't think McHugh is going to give her too much to handle here if she can. He'd rather, I think, almost walk the bases full and take her chances with Granger, who's a great hitter herself, but we'll see.
I think that is not a bad strategy.
And then Hartog rips it hard at second base into center field. Freiberg is in. Preston to third. She's safe. And Hartog to second. Everybody advances for Hopkins. And the Royals lead it 2-1. Give her a hit on that hard hit ball past second, and an RBI that scored the.
That was scorched.
Runner Freiberg. Absolutely. Boy, then a tough spot there for Edina, in that they don't make the play on the throwback in, Jack, and he allowed the other two runners to move up. So now you get two runners in scoring position instead of just one.
Probably that throw should have been cut off. Yeah, give up that run. That run was going to score anyway, it looked like.
Nice off-speed pitch to Granger in for a strike. So McHugh works ahead 0-2. And she can get out of here without any more runs scoring. I think that she would take that. Just off the plate, 1-2. Trying to get Granger to chase, and she didn't. Lauren, a .470 batting average on the season. And a team high 30 runs batted in. Off speed, this one hit into left field for a base hit. Then Hartog being waved around. It's a two-run single for Granger, and it's 4-1 Royals.
She waited on that change, put it through the 5-6 hole. That's a good pitch.
So 3 runs, all unearned now because of the error that allowed Preston to reach with 2 outs. Then Hartog and Granger are fouled with base hits. And now Stoddard the batter.
Granger has really given them a big boost this year, especially catching was.
Grounded, McHugh makes the catch, or makes the stop rather, throws to first. There's the third out. But a good half inning for the Royals. They pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We've played 2 innings now. Section 6 softball. New scores, the Hopkins Royals now on top of Edina, 4-1.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
With Jack Tebow, I'm John Jacobson. Welcome back to CCX coverage of the Section 6-4A softball tournament. Third round game, winners bracket final between the Hornets and the Royals. Again, one of 3 games going on here at Hopkins. More sections have gone to Jack this year, playing at local sites or at schools rather than city parks. You know, Miller Park was used for this section for many years down in Eden Prairie. They used Pamela Park down in Edina, but all of the tournaments from here on out here at Hopkins. Section 6 baseball, which starts next week, will all be played on here at Hopkins as well. They've got the turf field that they put in here a little ways away from us here that they're going to play Section 6 baseball. We saw it with Section 5 softball this week.
I was wondering, a lot of the sections have been rearranged the last 2-3 years. Wonder if that was part of the decision as well.
Emerson Evans is the leadoff hitter for Edina, number 9 batter for the Royals. Takes Den Hartog's pitch out of the strike zone for ball 1. McHugh and Sukup scheduled to follow here in the Edina third, 2-0.
I know at Orono, we had been at Pamela Park and then got rearranged in sections. And so then we ended up ultimately at the host sites of the highest seed.
You know, and this section is changed too because of the move from 3 classes to 4. Orono, where you coached at, was in Section 6 3A at the time. Mm-hmm. And you won it how many times? A couple times or just one?
3 times.
3 times, yeah. Mm-hmm. It might be the favorite if you were in it again. Now they're the 1 seed in 6 3A right now. They have a good season so far.
They ran into Stonewall in their first or second game, so they're in the losers bracket right now.
Still could come back.
Yeah, that's right.
So Evans aboard at first to lead it off, and here's McHugh. As a strike call, ball pops out of the glove of Granger, and down to second goes Evans. Probably a passed ball on Granger on that one, allowing Evans to take a base. Swing and a miss by McHugh. Singled and scored in the first. Now the Hornets having to play catch up, trailing by 3. Swung, hit in the air to center field, hanging up though for Barzek, who makes the catch. He did not have to move much on that fly ball. 1 down.
Right there. Of course, the defensive coach will say, great alignment.
Right. One away. Evans at second still, and Ellie Sukup the batter. First pitch strike to her. Strike call. And she's behind now 0-2 to Den Hartog. Ball hit in the air on the infield. Preston Over makes the catch. Throws it at the runner. Doesn't get any points for that, but a few laughs from her teammates, and there's 2 down. I think she thought that was Krauser over there. Just threw it right at Evan. 2 down.
She did recover, though, well.
Yeah. And here's Simon. Simon slices it down the left field line, but foul.
Just foul. Good cut. That would have been a double right down the line. Scored a run. We've talked about this before, right? Those inches or, difference of the wins and losses.
Simon drove in the Edina run in the first. Strike call there. Den Hartog's got 2 strikes now. Natalie Den Hartog, 6th year of varsity softball, Jack.
She is very athletic, and first time I ever saw her play, I think it might have been when she was a 7th grader.
Little flare on the infield, tough play, and it's going to drop, and everyone's safe. Over Den Hartog in front of Preston. And a single for Simon. She's 2 for 2, and runners at the corners now for Edina.
Couldn't have placed that much better.
No.
And you've got, athletic Den Hartog there, and she couldn't get back to get it, and shortstop was too deep to come in.
So the Hornets keep the inning going, and now Sundom the batter. Up high. That's hit off Den Hartog's glove, recovers, tosses to first, and they get the out. That was ripped by Sundom. Den Hartog knocked it down, throws to first, and Edina is retired here in the 3rd inning. No runs on a hit. They leave a couple. 2.5 innings. It's 4-1. Hopkins.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Everything came out good. I got work now.
John Jacobson, Jack Tebow. We are back at Hopkins High School, Section 6-4A softball. 3rd round game. Hopkins leading Edina now 4-1. As we head into the bottom half of the 3rd, Hawley, Barsick, and Chatravilli coming up to face McHugh. There's John Den Hartog. It's the father of Natalie Den Hartog, who's helped coach softball, and 3 of his kids come through the Hopkins program, 2 girls and a boy, and also the head football coach. First pitch strike to Hawley. Up high, another ball to Hawley. Fouled away. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Hawley with an RBI single at first time, and this one a soft liner right back to the pitcher. And one away in the Hopkins 3rd.
A little jam. Got it on the hands. And an easy out.
Barczyk, a bunt, but foul. Talk about what you've seen, Jack, from McHugh so far pitching.
Well, I really like her changeup, and she's keeping the pitch generally down, not giving them a lot to hit up. There's a couple that have been up, cost her, however.
Way up high to Barczyk.
As I say that.
Past third, but foul. One and two to Barczyk. Hughes pitch. Fouled toward the Edina dugout. Count stays at 1-2.
So McHugh thinks she's been coming inside, working her in. We got a couple of those last fall balls. She got her last out on that in the inside pitch.
And McHugh catches this liner. 2 down.
Good reflexes by McHugh on a good pitch.
Macy Shaturishvili, second at bat today for the Hopkins first baseman, struck out her first time up. Low for ball one. Matty Burnt on deck. 2-0.
I like how Shaturishvili follows the pitch all the way into the catcher's glove. I did some videos last spring, and a lot of hitters don't follow that pitch as well.
Now way ahead in the count, 3-0 against McHugh. Taking is the strike call. One pitch, and hit hard, but right after the shortstop, Alabu moves over towards second, makes the catch, and Hopkins retired in order for the first time today, up and down in the third. We've played 3 innings now. Our score, Hopkins 4, Edina 1.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Beautiful afternoon this Friday of Memorial Day weekend. Hopkins in the 1 seed meeting Edina, the 2 seed, 4-1 as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Hopkins getting 3 runs in the 2nd inning to break a 1-1 tie. Hornets with a run back in the 1st. Try to start their comeback here in the 4th. They'll do with Allie Mae to start it off, Katie Olive, and Anna Pins. And Hartog has given up 3 hits in 3 innings. Walked 1, struck out 2. Mae, one of the 2 strikeout victims as she fanned back in the 1st inning. Has a strike call. One and one now to May. Hit in the air, out to left. Holly under it, makes the catch for one away. Went down in the Hornets' fourth inning, and Katie Olive the batter. And Hartog's first pitch to her, and just off the plate for ball one. Popped up and foul. One of the other elimination games that's going on, or one of the elimination games, I should say, going on right now. Armstrong is leading Kennedy 4-0 in the fourth. Wayzata St. Louis Park in the other game, and Wayzata on top of that one, 5-1 in the fourth inning. So very, very well be a Wayzata Armstrong game coming up here on this field following this one. Swing and a miss by Olive. And she is out for out number two.
Good pitch by Dan Hartog on that one. Look at this. Kept it right there, right to the glove. Good spot.
Strike call, the Pins.
Good changeup.
Dan Hartog's done a nice job here. You gave up, the couple of runs in the first three batters, and then just a single to Simon since then.
Got pins on her toes on that change. You hear about hitters coming out of their shoes. There it was.
Yeah. Hit in the air, left field. That'll drop in for a hit. Nicely placed by Anna Pins.
Pins has inherently been a good hitter her high school career. So having her at the 7th spot says a lot about the lineup of Edina.
Came into today with a 308 batting average on 1 for 2 today. Hornets keep the inning alive. Maddie Johnson, the batter. Hits this one well. That's out into right field for a base hit. Pins will stop at second, and he's got a little something going here with 2 outs in the fourth. And now here's Evans.
Almost took a bad hop out and right. Simon recovered, made a good play with it. Freeberg, I'm sorry.
Let's go, Rose! 2 down! Let's get him!
Evans would cut at it, but fouls it off. And she's behind quickly, 0-2. And Hartog trying to work out of a little trouble here in the fourth. And a good eye to take that one, and it's a ball. 1-2 to Emerson Evans. Down evens now at 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Hartog comes back, gets the strikeout to retire Evans and Edina here in the fourth inning. No runs for the Hornets. They get a couple of hits and they strand 2. They have left 5 in the game. 3.5 innings complete here in Hopkins. It remains Hopkins 4, Edina 1.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
A softball being played today at Hopkins. This is the winner's bracket final here on varsity field at Hopkins. So away from where these fields are, Jack, one thing that they've added here at Hopkins, on the other side of the football soccer stadium, is a new turf field that can be used early in the season, which Hopkins did do a couple of times when conditions such as this winter and late spring didn't allow them to get on any kind of grass field. A nice turf field that they've added for both varsity softball and baseball. They
did save a couple games for sure, and I think a couple of other schools used it as well. And I know I asked Mark Peterson, is that going to become your home field? And he goes, we got a great field here, and
I think I like this setting. I mean, I think it's great for high school softball. You get
it's a beautiful
the hill,
setting.
The trees.
Yep.
Burnt, leadoff hitter for Hopkins, will ground it to second. And Jones throws to pins. And the Royals leadoff batter retired in the fourth. Krauser takes first pitch for a strike. Popped up to the pitcher McHugh in her first at bat.
McHugh appears to be settling back in again.
Foul back. Krauser hanging in there against McHugh. One out here in the Hopkins fourth.
Krauser getting a chance to swing away this time. Nobody on. Last time tried to bunt a runner down.
Nice changeup by McHugh. And there's out number two.
What a changeup.
Yeah, that was quite a pitch. Now it's Adisa Preston. Game really turned on her at bat back in the second. There was a runner on with 2 outs, bunted out in front of the plate. Pretty good speed going down the line, and the throw trying to get her out, which I think if it had been on target, would have still had her, was high. Bunts it again, and this time they get her. But that set up a couple of more singles that fouled, and Hopkins had their 3 runs. But this time, nothing across for Hopkins. They go down in order. 7 in a row retired by McHugh. 4 innings in the books now at Hopkins. It remains 4-1 Royals.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Move to the top half of the 5th inning. 4-1, Hopkins leading Edina. Well, still time for Edina, but to the point where you start to count outs remaining. Hopkins just needs 9 more outs. Maybe I'm the only one that does that, but
no,
I think once you get to the 6th inning, for sure, you're starting to count outs. Okay, 6 more outs, and
I start counting outs in the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Because you always want to, strategize, and depending upon should we give that run up for an out here.
If you're the offensive team trailing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, top of the order for the Hornets. No better time for them to start to get something going than McHugh, who's put the ball in play twice today, 1 for 2. McHugh, a .397 batting average coming into play today. And then Hartog falls behind her, 2 balls and no strikes.
Here they are, pitcher to pitcher.
Hit foul. And it's 2-1 to McHugh.
I kind of marvel at what Dana Hartog's doing here, considering she's not a real pitcher. That she just worked on it over the winter. To her credit, has done a really, really good job here.
And she handles this chance, throws out McHugh to start the 5th. It had to be hard in some ways for Coach Peterson, because she was so good at shortstop. You gobble up anything that came her way in the middle of that infield.
I can hear Mark say, keep throwing it outside. Don't hit it to the shortstop. But actually, you have to hand it to Preston, who's played a very nice shortstop for them. I watched the game last night, and she made a couple of really nice plays. Or when it was Wednesday night.
Ellie Sukup up for the 3rd time today, 0 for 2. A couple of pop outs for her. It's this one in the air. Second baseman Krauser has it, and there's out number 2. And now it's Simon, who has been on twice. One scoring single in the 1st, infield single in the 3rd.
Low Bridges.
Right.
Hello.
Duck out of the way of that one, ball 1.
Both pitcher and Simon both had a smile on their face after that. So that's good.
Chop past the mound. Krauser at second. Nice pickup. Throws over to first. Chetarashvili gets the put out, and Edina is retired in the 5th in order. 4.5. It remains 4-1. Hopkins on top of Edina.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
John Jacobson with Jack Tebow. Section 6-4A softball today on CCX. Winners bracket final. Hopkins the 1 seed leading 2nd seed Edina. 4-1 to go the bottom half of the 5th. Boy, you get the top of the order for Hopkins, and I'm sure Coach Peterson and the Royals like nothing more than to tack on a couple more, get some insurance runs heading into the last couple of innings.
As we talked about, is getting down to the outs and insurance runs this time of one getting one now is a big thing, right? Of course, as coaches, you always want one more anyways.
Right. Well, then Hartog, short of hitting a couple of home runs, could not have done much better to help the Royals so far today. Pitching well, singled twice, scored twice, drove in a run in her second at bat. Chops this one to short. Good pickup by Olive. Out at first, and a nice stretch by Pins. And they retired Dan Hartog 6-3 with good defensive play by the Hornets.
Check this out. This is a tough short hop. Watch this here. Olive came right up with it. Ooh, big stretch by Pins. Nicely done.
I think the Royals thought that Hartog was safe despite that.
I think you're right.
Ball hit out in the right field. That is caught nicely by the line by Simon. Getting over and grabbing that one. Hit well by Granger. But Simon had it measured all the way. Look at it again. Slicing towards the line. But really not too far for Simon to go over and make that catch.
She's kind of positioned there pretty much.
Grounded to third. Throw across the diamond. Very nice defensive plays by Edina in the fifth inning. And that one, it's Sundom to Pins. And Hopkins quietly and quickly down in the home half of the inning. We have played 5. Section 6-4A softball on CCX. Hopkins 4, Edina 1.
I think you were Channel 12 by the
There's a look at the 2 other fields going on. Wayzata, St. Louis Park, and Armstrong and Kennedy to our right there. Elimination games. Armstrong and Wayzata both up in those games. Last we checked in the 4th inning. We'll send Jack on a little reconnaissance mission maybe after this half inning to see how the scores are after this. And there's no scoreboards there. Hopkins right now just trying to focus on winning this one, and they'll worry about who they'll play next Thursday when it comes to next week.
It was tough duty going over there this last time. I went to the wrong side to ask for the score.
Go to the other bench this time. Sundom, May, and Olive. Edina trailing here in the 6th inning. They left a couple base runners on in the 1st inning and again in the 4th. 1 on in the 3rd. Hit hard to first. Centerifili makes a nice play and grabs the grounder by Sundom and 1 away.
Nice play.
Macy, the junior, steps on the bag. Easy play for her. One away, 5 in a row retired by Den Hartog, and here's May. Popped up and out of play. Ripped but foul. 2 strikes to May. Katie Olive on deck for the Hornets.
Sun going under a little bit, kind of makes it a little more bearable.
Now that'll play. Good at bat here by May.
Allie seems to be favoring that left side, doesn't she?
Stoddard playing very close to the line there at third two. This one in the dirt. Ripped, and that one is a fair ball. Heading to second is May, digging, and will get there with a double. That is the hardest hit ball we've had today, Jack.
She's happy.
And she had a couple good swings prior to this in this at bat, and gets this one just inside the line and past Stoddard. So runner in scoring position for the Hornets now in the sixth. And Katie Olive, the batter, takes a strike. Hit in the air out to left. Hawley, and it's a shortstop. Preston calling her off and makes the catch.
That one was up there.
Yes.
A lot of hang time. Nice play by Preston. Calls off for left fielder.
Pins, hits it to short, or second rather. Krauser, a nice hop to her, throws to first. And Edina retired here in the sixth inning. No runs on a hit for the Hornets. They strand one. Hopkins in a good spot right now. We go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. They still lead 4-1.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Hopkins up 4-1. Each team had a run in the first. Royals added 3 in the second. We've stayed 4-1 since then. 4, 5, and 6 hitters up for Hopkins here in the bottom of the sixth. Hawley, Barzik, and Shaturashvili face Molly McHugh. Hawley with a run-scoring single. The drive in Den Hartog with Hopkins' first run back in the first inning. It's 1 for 2 today. Hit into, oh, nice catch at second base by Jones. I thought that was going to get into right center, and Jones gets over in position, gets the glove up, and makes the grab. Nice defensive play by the Hornets' second baseman. That's great defense. One away. Holly's retired. And here's Barzik. Chop off McHugh's glove. Throw to first. Won't be in time. I think the fact that McHugh deflected it made it come a little late to Olive, and she didn't have a chance to get Barzik, who gets in on an infield single. So 1 on with 1 out. And the pitch is low. Shaturashvili. Macy today 0 for 2. Wayzata continues to lead St. Louis Park 8-2 in the bottom of the 5th now. Park the home team in that game. And that one, a wild pitch off the glove of Johnson, and down to second goes Barzik. And Armstrong leads Kennedy 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. So scores continuing to hold from what we had reported earlier, and could very well be Armstrong and Wayzata meeting here at 5. The winner of that game then would advance to the loser of this game next Tuesday here at Hopkins. There's a strike. McHugh's pitch. There's ball 4. Shenterashvili is on for the first time today.
Is that the first walk of the day by McHugh?
It is. We'll get a runner. Sidney Bloomquist, senior outfielder, will run here for Shenterashvili at first. Strike call, the burnt.
Good pitch. I think she's starting to look out a little bit. Got her leaning back.
Pitch up high. It's a ball in the strike now. Burnt 1 for 2 today. Hopkins with 2 runners on, 1 out here in the 6th. McHugh's pitch. Liner back to the mound, then throw down to second. Barzik was back in, and a good scoop there by Jones. That ball would have skipped into center field. Might have been a little stretch by me calling it a liner. Flare to the pitcher. 2 outs.
Did have a puff sound to it when it got to the glove.
Angie Rainey is going to, no, let's take that back. Taylor Katzenmeyer is going to hit here for Krauser. First pitch strike to her. Katzenmeyer, just an 8th grader, hits this one on the infield. It's Jones with her second put out of the inning, and Hopkins with a little threat, but McHugh able to work out of it, and Hopkins is retired here in the 6th. No runs and a hit. They leave 2. Last chance for Edina. We go to the 7th. It's 4-1 Hopkins. John Jacobson back with Jack Tebow. We have apologized. We had a power error or failure in our production truck. Missed the top half of the 7th inning. Uneventful for both teams. A ground out, a strikeout, and then a fly out. Although a nice catch on the foul out to end the game. I shouldn't say uneventful. A great catch in foul territory by Ruth Freiberg that ended the game. But as we wrap this one up, Jack, Hopkins wins it 4-1. A 3-run second inning. Get a couple of big hits after the 2-out error. And Den Hartog pitches the rest of the way. And really didn't have a lot of trouble. Didn't have to pitch out of a lot of jams in the game, and it was very solid.
I thought it was an efficient victory.
Yeah.
Defense was good behind her. She kept the ball in play, allowed pitch to contact, and the defense turned in the plays, and they had enough hits to put up 4. So it was a good win, and like I say, an efficient win.
Hopkins will host the Section 6 4A final Thursday at 4 p.m. A second game would follow if needed. Hopkins right now in the driver's seat, though, no losses. Edina now with a loss in the tournament, and perhaps Wayzata and Armstrong, each of them leading late in their games, will play here. One of them will face Edina on Tuesday, and again, the winner of that will face Hopkins, needing to win twice to knock the Royals off and prevent them from getting back to state for a third consecutive year. That will do it for our production today. For all of our great crew, the weather, a very hot afternoon. And for Jack Tebow, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in. CCX coverage of high school softball.
Thank you.